Natasha, State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were shot and killed early this morning. State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette were shot and are recovering in hospital. At 2 a.m., police say they responded to Senator Hoffman's residence. They found a couple who had been shot multiple times. They are out of surgery and expected to make a full recovery. But out of caution, 3:35 a.m., police decided to proactively check the residence of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark. That's in Brooklyn Park, about 10 kilometers away from the initial scene. Officers arrived and they saw a vehicle that looked like a police SUV that was parked in the driveway. It had the lights on, and there was someone who appeared to be dressed as a police officer standing at the door. They engaged the person, and that person, they say, immediately fired on police. There was an exchange of gunfire, and the man, they say, went into the home. Now, at this point, officers could see Hortman's husband lying on the ground down the hallway. They went inside, dragged him outside, and tried to save his life, but it was too late. He was already dead. And then using a drone, they then searched the home and found the body of Melissa Hortman. They searched the vehicle and say that they found inside what they're calling a manifesto that listed the names of several officials and state lawmakers. They are now being provided security. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz spoke at a news conference earlier today saying that the state has lost a great leader and saying that this was a politically motivated assassination.
We must all, Minnesota and across the country, stand against all forms of political violence. At this precipice moment we're on, this tragic act here in Minnesota should serve as a reminder to all of us. The democracy and the debates in the halls of Congress, in state houses, in school boards, is a way to settle our differences peacefully and move society to a better place.
And we also heard from U.S. President Donald Trump saying that the shooting appears to be a targeted attack, Natasha, against state lawmakers.
Let's talk about the manhunt that's currently underway for the suspect. What's happening on that front?
So Tim Walz saying that he has activated the State Emergency Operations Center. The FBI is now involved in this investigation, and a very active investigation it is. We heard from the chief of police about what's being done to search for the suspect who's still at large.